Arizona state parks may have found a solution to get homeless military veterans back on their feet. Why you may not know everything there is to know about filing your tax return. And learn what serious sickness is the cold weather bringing our way this season. Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Imani Payne. Thanks for tuning in. Monday afternoon, the Flagstaff Fire Department responded to a small wildfire in the woods at the base of Mount Eldon near a popular hiking trail. The fire was going strong when Flagstaff Fire arrived on the scene, but was quickly extinguished and no homes damaged in the process. The fire is said to be a result of the recent dry spell Flagstaff has been receiving, as it hasn't rained or snowed since the 22nd of December. Now, these 30 days without rain is the 6th longest dry spell ever recorded in Flagstaff history. Now, it may be flu season, but with the cold weather, there is another sickness going around. Whooping cough is a serious sickness and everyone needs to be treated. Reporter Ryan Maderick went to health services to find out more.
Expecting parents, caregivers, and infants are urged to get their vaccines early as a preventative measure. Coconino Health and Community Services offers the potentially life-saving vaccine. Linus Needstadt weighs in on the dangers.
It can be very irritating for adults, but for children it can be dangerous because they can cough so much that they start having a lack of oxygen.
If you do have any symptoms, Linus tells people to start an immediate regime of antibiotics.
That may not stop the cough, the long-term cough, but at least would stop it from being spread to others. The best way to prevent it is to get the vaccine.
Spreading of pertussis usually occurs in the first 2 weeks of flu-like symptoms.
It can spread quite easily through schools or any indoor areas, especially in Flagstaff where it does get cold.
Once diagnosed, it is important to stay home for the next 5 days to ensure the disease won't spread. For NAZ Today, I'm Ryan Maderick.
One important issue in the state of Arizona is how to help homeless military veterans get back on their feet. Now, after serving our country, these men and women can easily become lost when trying to find a job or even a place to live. Fortunately, the Arizona park system may have found a way to lend these vets a helping hand.
Homeless veterans is an ongoing problem, and the Arizona State Park System has come up with what looks to be a plan to benefit everyone, certain state parks as well as homeless veterans.
Give them a uniform, give them a job, give them a place to be and a purpose, pay them a fair wage, and provide housing.
Dead Horse Ranch is a state park with about 423 acres and plenty of amenities for visitors to enjoy.
The park encompasses about 423 acres. We have 150 campsites. We have 8 cabins that are available for rent. We have horseback riding and miles and miles of mountain bike trails, hiking trails. The lagoons behind me are stocked in the wintertime.
As you can imagine, it's difficult for veterans who have been serving our country to transition back into society, whether it's finding a job or a place to live. That's why, shockingly, an average of 22 veterans commit suicide each day. Well, here, Dead Horse Ranch State Park and others in the state park system around Arizona are trying to make that transition a little easier for veterans. Meet Carlos Garcia, who served as a combat engineer in the Army for 14 years. Now, thanks to a state parks pilot program for homeless veterans, Carlos has a job and a new place to live.
The program is called CWT. It's a program that helps homeless veterans find work. Right now we're getting paid $12 an hour. We're living in FEMA trailers, which are pretty comfortable, so I enjoyed being here. Our work day starts out at 8 o'clock in the morning. We end at 5.
This new program is not only a chance for veterans to find temporary jobs, but possibly a new career.
There is possibility to move up. They have other state parks here which we can apply for, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping to stay here. I love this area, so we'll see what happens.
The main goal of this program? Simply to give veterans, just like Carlos, a chance to get back on their feet. For NAZ Today, I'm Kyle Benedict.
Well, today we continue our series of tax tips. Kimberly Kraft talks with Bill Brunson of the Internal Revenue Service about what people need to know about filing their returns and some important deadline changes.
Thanks for coming in, Bill. We're talking about taxes.
Kimberly, thanks for having the Internal Revenue Service on today.
You know we don't like you.
I've heard that, but I don't believe it, because the Internal Revenue Service is here to explain how the tax system works so that you can file in a timely manner.
And there is some, well, I don't mean to insult you. We do like you, and we're glad that you are here to help us work our way through this. But there are some changes, especially this year. The sequestration pushed the deadlines back. So tell us about that.
Well, in October, the government shut down for 16 days. So that postponed the filing season start date. So folks can now file as of January 31st and submit their returns. All businesses and individuals can file by that due date. So what you have now is some time to get your records together, compile the return, but you just can't submit it electronically or mail it in until January 31st. The due date for the form is still April 15th. That's the first due date. And if you don't have everything together by then, Kimberly, you can still request an extension to file.
So what should we will be doing a number of different informational series about taxes, but number one, what do people need to know?
That the Internal Revenue Service has a wonderful website that can provide all sorts of information, forms, and it has interactive tools that will help you resolve any tax problems that you may have.
That's great, and all of that information will be included on our website, and we'll be linking to you, and we will see you again back here in this studio. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
Learn how the Flagstaff community celebrated Martin Luther King Jr. Day coming up.
At Northern Arizona University,
it's possible to find your voice.
It's possible to explore.
It's possible to achieve.
It's possible to imagine.
It's possible to define our future.
It's possible to make a difference.
At Northern Arizona University, possibilities are a principle we believe in.
What's possible for you?
Northern Arizona University, the difference that matters.
I just got a house full of Suddenlink with an all-new home phone service that can actually do tricks, like send voicemail to email.
It's your mother, call me.
Automatically, and pop caller ID onto my TV, giving new meaning to call screening. Right. Plus, I got E911 to pinpoint our house and unlimited long distance to flatten our bill. Suddenly, the phone company seems cheesy because Suddenlink just reinvented home phone and made it look easy.
Welcome back. Now, Monday marked Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which represents a time for many to remember and reflect on King's iconic life and the impact he had on the civil rights movement. And this weekend, students, families, and individuals within the Flagstaff community put some of Dr. King's teachings into practice, devoting some of their long holiday weekend to an hour-long march in his honor, put on by NAU's Black Student Union, followed by a presentation featuring leaders within the community as guest speakers, poets, and even singers, recognizing the day and urging the community to consider the holiday a day on and not a day off. Now, Apple representatives visited Flagstaff last week to recognize a reading program that uses technology. Flagstaff Unified School District received a Distinguished Program Award for the iRead program. This program helps develop reading skills by putting iPads in the hands of all students from kindergarten to 3rd grade. District officials say they started the program in response to low achievement reading scores. Meteorologist Lee Born has our weather forecast coming up.
At Northern Arizona University, we're reaching for the stars, and I'm True Blue NAU.
We're restoring our forests.
And I'm True Blue NAU.
It's our home away from home,
and we're True Blue NAU.
I'm learning to make the world a safer place.
And I'm True Blue NAU.
We're building the 21st century university. And I am True Blue NAU.
Shop with pride. Wear your Northern Arizona University gear on Fridays. Be True Blue NAU.
Modern Grove Neighborhood Eatery and Market defines the heartbeat of our local community by bringing together the food and families that call it home. Modern Grove, located on South Milton Road, open daily from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Come enjoy the aroma and taste of our homemade bread, pizzas, and much more. Sit outside on our patio for a relaxing afternoon beverage.
All right around 50 degrees today in Flagstaff, and just been the story of winter is this mild, dry weather that we've been experiencing. Temperatures, obviously, at least our high temperature, well above the average of 43 degrees for this time of year. We haven't seen any type of record heat. Record for this day, 60 degrees, set back in 1944. But as I say, it's been the entire winter. You have to actually go back to the winter solstice on December 21st to find measurable precipitation in Flagstaff. And the reason being, we've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks, just a very persistent ridge of high pressure sitting in the Pacific Ocean will not let any storm energy make its way into much of the western United States, and a good chunk of this entire west is very, very dry right now, and we are actually approaching historic type territory. More on that in just a second. I do want to point out the high cloud cover that's moving in out of the subtropics here, and we'll continue with partly cloudy skies into overnight and some mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies with occasional high clouds as we get into midweek. But an historic winter dry spell is what we're under right now. Began on December 22nd, the first dry day of this streak. So that puts us at 31 days right now of no precipitation here in Flagstaff. And that ties us for the fifth longest streak of dry days in 115 years of record making. You have to go all the way back to 1898 when we started making records, and we're tied for the fifth driest streak, and 39 days is the longest we've ever gone, and that is definitely going to be threatened. There is nothing promising looking in the forecast. So 2006, I think we were right around this same streak back in that dry year 2006. Then you have to go way back to some dry years earlier in the 20th century to find the streak kind of like this one. We have seen streaks that are more in the 60-day range, but that's a spring type dry streak. This is what we're talking about winter. We're going to keep tracking it around here. 19 degrees, not really a streak I'm looking forward to breaking. Tomorrow, very mild day, warmer than today, mostly sunny. We will have those high clouds out there. And here's a look at the temperatures across the state tonight and going through the day on Wednesday. Wednesday looks to be the warmest day of the extended forecast. 77 degrees down in Phoenix. Payson, you're at 64. Winslow, 59. Tuba City, up in the Navajo Nation, 58 degrees. Sedona, 71. What a way to spend midweek here in mid-January. Now we're getting into late January, actually. And here's our extended forecast. A weak cold front slips through the Rockies Thursday, Friday. Pushes in a little bit colder air for us, a little bit on the breezy side. We drop temperatures down into the mid-40s for Thursday and Friday. Temperatures climb back up into the 50s for the coming weekend. So for you down in Sedona, it's the same way. Occasional high clouds, 71 degrees forecast, as I mentioned, tomorrow. A little bit cooler. Temperatures will come down around 10 degrees on Thursday and Friday. Still plenty of sunshine and no moisture in the forecast. Temperatures warm back up here as we get into the weekend. We're into the mid-60s for you down in Sedona. Sounds like a great weekend to get down to Sedona. Amani, send it back over to you.
Well, thanks for that update, Lee, and thank you all at home so much for tuning in. We will see you here tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a great evening.